What's going on, guys? My name's Calico, and I'm bringing you an interesting video that I wanted to do because it sounded like a lot of fun to me. And I'm basically just going to read a bunch of hot takes off of the Dead by Daylight Twitter and read it out to you and get my take on it and see how wacky this shit can get. Because I know that Dead by Daylight community is pretty wacky most of the time. They're all very, very opinionated, biased, and one-sided most of the time. Very rarely does anybody ever have a good opinion on the game where it's like, oh, we need to change this. And then they'll usually be like, oh, but if y'all do that, then why can't we do this? And it's like, okay, but that's not what I'm saying. We need to fix both of these things. Not, well, if this has to exist, and so does this. You know, it's very rarely that it's different from that because, we actually do need to fix certain things to fix the game instead of, oh, if this is broken, then this needs to be broken. Okay, well, how about we make both of them normal so that, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to read some of this and give you my opinion on it. Here we got a tweet from The Crow. My Dead by Daylight hot take is that I wish they would stop collabing almost every chapter and make more of their own characters again. Now, personally, I agree with this. I don't feel like a collaborated chapter should be every other chapter. I feel like it should be like a special occasion, like every once in a while kind of thing, not like every other time. I really like their own content as opposed to their collaborated content, which their collaborated content is also really good, but I really wish they would get back to like making their own things, like their own original ideas. Like the Houndmaster, for example. Really fun character. She was really bad at the start, but like after they worked on her, she's really fun. So I would like to see them work on more of their own original content than, collabing almost every other chapter, because it does get kind of, expected and overdone. And then we had this comment below that says, I'm sure they aim for that 50-50 ratio, but licenses are complicated. So I get that sometimes that ratio might be thrown off. That being said, I really want to see the original killers with these themes. Killer infested with insects, giant mutated spider, ghost pirate, and decaying mummy. Decaying mummy kind of fits Plague, but not really. That's just kind of what she looks like almost. But giant mutated spider I do not fucking want because I'm terrified of spiders. Please don't put this in the game. Do not do this. Terrified of spiders. Don't do that. That sounds absolutely awful. Yeah, I do like the ghost pirate idea. That sounds like a very interesting idea. I would like to see that. That sounds pretty cool. Alright, on to the next comment. Tommy Pickles says, it takes so long to get into a game of Dead by Daylight that by the time I get into the game, I don't want to play it anymore. Now, I don't know if this is like 2v8 kind of timing because this was January 17th. So they might be talking about 2v8. But with the game as a whole, I don't really feel like it's a problem getting into the game. I don't really feel like I have any problems getting into the game. I play both sides a lot, so I guess I would be good to give the opinion on it. I am like decent MMR in both, maybe like high MMR in Survivor, maybe like mid MMR on Killer, but like I never really have a problem getting into games on either side. Maybe that's just like I don't know, maybe that's just a you problem. I don't know if that has anything to do with MMR or something, but I know that I got decently high MMR on Survivor and like mid MMR on Killer, and I get into games pretty decently fast on both sides, so I don't know what his problem is, unless this is 2v8. If this is 2v8, then that is very understandable. 2v8 killer queues was absolutely abysmal. Still are. Still the most fun mode in the game, in my opinion, though. On to the next tweet. Fintzar says, how long does it take to get a Dead by Daylight lobby nowadays? Should I even bother trying? Now, this is March 12th. I don't understand. Like, unless these are both 2v8 comments, I didn't expect to see two different comments on, like, normal lobby time. But, I feel like it's pretty normal. I don't know why people are talking about the lobby times unless this is specifically 2v8 oriented, which it doesn't say it is. So it's very interesting. On to the next comment regardless. Now Loopy says, everyone in Dead by Daylight saying syringe is the most broken add one when this motherfucker exists. Be for real. This guy has an entire add-on to kill a survivor with no hooks, and we are saying a self-heal that takes 24 seconds is broken. Be for real. Keep in mind, this is after he got nerfed into the fucking ground, by the way. This is after that add-on got absolutely, like, nerfed. Like, making it almost, like, impossible to even get the trophy done in the first place to get all 4 kills with it. And he's saying that everyone in Dead by Daylight complaining about syringes isn't really fair because Michael has Tombstone? Which, keep in mind, this is Tombstone in its current state, where it's almost nowhere near as good as it used to be. And it wasn't even like that good when it used to be that good, because you had several different ways to counter it. Basically, the only thing that you had to do is just avoid the stalk. If you're a good player, you probably wasn't going to get Tombstone unless your teammates was literally just feeding him Tombstone. But this would have made sense like last year. But saying this now is kind of like an outdated kind of complaint, because it's not a problem anymore. Actually, by far, Michael has way better add-ons than Tombstone now. Like, easily. His other add-ons are way better than Tombstone. Not even debatable. Like, straight up. So, I don't know where this counter argument comes from. I'm assuming this is responding to Hins talking about the syringe, which I thought Hins had a very good point. And everybody who talked about syringe had a very good point. You know, it doesn't need nerfed into the ground. It just needs a few different changes to make it fair. On to the next. Kaido says, if Dead by Daylight wants to become less repetitive, it needs to return to a more chase-oriented design philosophy. This anti-loop 3-gen camping tunneling gameplay gets really stale really quickly. There's way less killer-survivor interactivity now, and it needs to come back. I actually agree with this. I don't know how we would do that, but I think that is a very, very good based take. I would love to see there be more chase-oriented designs in the game, because I feel like a lot of the stuff in the game right now is based around like the 3-gen and the anti-loop and the tunneling and the camping and, you know, going against all of that. And, you know, I just really wish there was more chase-oriented things being implemented into the game, maybe as in perks or add-ons or, you know, nerfs or buffs. I just wish there was more focus on, like, chases and everything, just as an entire, like, gameplay, like, way. I don't know how to explain it. I just wish there was more focus on the chase instead of, like, things that you're not really focusing on in the chase, but more so things that you're focusing on while you're in chase. Like, oh, is my 3-gen safe? Am I looping this person right? Or like, am I tunneling this person? You know, it just, there's a lot of things that you're thinking about that like aren't really involved with the chase at all. It's just thinking about, oh, is my generator safe? Is the person that I have mostly hooked, you know, what are they doing? Or like, should I tunnel this? Should I camp this? Should I do da da da? It's like you're never thinking about chase anymore. You're always thinking about stuff outside of chase. So yeah, I would like to see that. This is a very based comment from Kaito. On to the next tweet. Another comment from Kaito is, why can't DBD players understand that some people play both sides and understand what's good for the game and what isn't? Sometimes it's a Dead by Daylight opinion, not a survivor main or killer main opinion. This is literally what I just said. We need more people to literally just want what's best for the game instead of what's best for their side. Keep in mind, this is 2 years old. This isn't even like a recent tweet or anything. This is an old tweet, and it's gotten even worse since then. So this is very, very base. We need more people to just like actually want what's best for the fucking game instead of wanting what's best for their survivor or their killer, you know, whatever it be, which is very lame. I think you should always want what's best for the game because it makes the game better instead of making your role better. Because if you open your, you know, your tunnel vision on that one side, you'll see that there's a lot more to the game than just your side. And what's happening on, you know, the other side very much so affects what's happening on your side too. So if we had more like people who were just Dead by Daylight like positive instead of just killer or survivor positive, this game would have been a lot better a lot longer ago if those people just didn't exist. But it is what it is. But yeah, another very base comment from Kaito. On to the next one. Next tweet from Otofu. Guys, crazy hot take here, but I actually just kind of enjoying playing Dead by Daylight. This is an absolute hot take. What a fucking crazy opinion to have. Having fun playing Dead by Daylight is genuinely like enjoying most torture tactics. So yeah, this is a pretty fucking crazy take here from Otofu. On to the next tweet. Our next tweet is from, I don't know how to even try to pronounce your name, dog. Anyways, Dead by Daylight hot takes. The game isn't killer or survivor sided. It's balanced and depends directly on individual skill level and willingness to learn to play better and break habits. This is absolutely not true. The game is not balanced, and it does depend on your skill level sometimes, but like, this is just not true. The game is not balanced. It's almost impossible to balance an asymmetrical game in the first place. So yeah, and survivors should not be, survivors should be able to sabo basement hooks. This is a very stupid idea. Because how fast would you even be able to like sabo 4 different hooks? It would be useless anyways, right? Like, it doesn't even really make sense in the first place. If somebody sabos the hook, just go to the hook right beside of it. You know, keep going. They'll run out of, you know, sabos. The other hot take Noed should be base kit, and the Hex Totem should be visible at any range once the Exit Gate is powered, but powered to survivors. Absolutely not. This should absolutely not happen. I love Noed as, like, you know, in-game builds are really, really fun, and they're really funny to watch people go against. So I would hate for that to happen because, you know, that would just be weird. I don't think that should happen because that would make so many killers overpowered because a lot of killers are already really good at the in-game. This would make them even better. Like, that would be way too much. DS should work in in-game. It's kind of like a 50-50. I don't really... Probably. I don't know. I feel like a lot of the time the best use out of DS you would get is in-game, and I feel like once they took it out of in-game, it basically made the perk nowhere near as good as it used to be. Because if you don't tunnel, you won't encounter DS. Just straight up. So, if this would happen, then I feel like it would make DS good again. So, I don't know. Proximity chat up to 8 meters in DBD would be hilarious, but also add more strategy for solo queue. This would be absolutely astounding. This would be so funny. I would love this. This would be amazing. I would give anything for this to happen. Proximity chat in Dead by Daylight would be insanely funny. That would be so funny. I would love to be able to just, like, talk to a survivor while I'm chasing them, or talk to a killer while I'm, like, getting chased. That would be absolutely gold. If they could do that, that would be 10 out of 10 changed. That would be amazing. But yeah, very interesting take from whatever their name is. Alright guys, I think that's going to be it for today. I had a lot of fun reading these, and I hope you did too. Hope everybody enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, it always helps. And peace. Have a good day.